Hyperactivity with individuals living with ADHD is often visible through behaviors like an inability to stay seated, persistent fidgeting, and an overabundance of energy that might resemble an individual bouncing off the walls. This overabundance of energy also occurs inside the brain. It presents challenges with maintaining consistent focus, being flexible in how one organizes their thoughts and the information they receive. Conversely, the overabundance of energy may swing in the other direction when intense concentration with something stimulating and interesting results in focusing so much that the individual is not aware of their space or time. The emotional impact is also significant. For instance, an individual living with ADHD experiences emotions more intensely, especially under stress, making it more difficult to think and reason through social interactions and solve complex tasks that include organizing, prioritizing, and problem solving. Understanding hyperactivity in relationship to ADHD paves the way for managing it more effectively. The aim is to assist, not control, allowing individuals to interact with their surroundings in a manner that suits them best. What comes to mind when you think about ADHD and hyperactivity? How about the elementary schoolboy who doesn't sit, runs everywhere, runs into everyone, everything, and doesn't seem to get anything productive done? Although that may be visible with school-age children, that is not completely the whole understanding of ADHD and hyperactivity for a young adult. Hyperactivity doesn't necessarily mean constantly moving or being unable to sit still. For young adults, it can mean restlessness or anxiety, difficulty focusing or acting impulsive without thinking. Generalizing struggles with hyperactivity to the proverbial schoolboy scenario may wrongly label a young adult as wild, crazy, or disruptive. The consequences of such labels is a young adult who has internalized intrusive thoughts and beliefs about these kinds of labels, damaging their view of themselves as being able to achieve goals. Compassionately serving those living with ADHD starts with understanding that ADHD is a challenge of one's energy. All people have energy, some more than others. But for people living with ADHD, the challenge of energy isn't a choice, but a part of their neurological makeup. Understanding the perspective that ADHD is a challenge of one's energy will help you better support an individual more realistically and without judgment despite well-meaning intentions. You might wonder, how does this inner restlessness translate into physical behaviors in someone with ADHD? It often shows up as a strong need for moving continuously, even when it's not suitable. This is because the individual has a built-in physical style. That person likes to move like a duck takes to water. Also, an understimulated mind seeks to be stimulated. That means if an individual with a physical style is experiencing an understimulated mind in a given moment for any reason, that individual will naturally and instinctively move to compensate for the lack of brain stimulation. Consequently, an individual might fidget, tap their feet, twiddle their thumbs, or manipulate something in their hands, finding it difficult to be physically still for extended periods of time and many times creating an annoyance to those around him. The overwhelming abundance of unused energy may result in the individual engaging physical behavior on a continuum of social annoyance to verbal or physical aggressiveness. That's why channeling the energy positively, proactively, and adaptively will assist the individual with using their energy productively and without becoming a social annoyance or engaging verbal or physical aggression they later regret. For instance, Fidgeting, when used in the right context, when channeling excess energy, is crucial. Will actually work to help the individual adapt more effectively during their day. Other activities, such as exercise, activities of high interest, and stress reducing activities that bring calm, can assist an individual living with ADHD achieve and keep balance during their day to day living. Often, the constant physical restlessness characteristic of hyperactivity doesn't only deplete physical energy, but also significantly reduces the individual's ability to think and reason efficiently. As a core symptom of ADHD, hyperactivity can interfere with the ability to be flexible by switching between thinking about two different concepts or rapidly alternating attention among multiple tasks that include organizing, prioritizing, or tracking what's occurring in their environment. Those with ADHD might also encounter the hyperfocus phenomenon, characterized by an intense and sometimes exclusive concentration on a single task, at times to the detriment of broader task management brought on by the individual losing their sense of space and time. This level of engrossment can make it challenging to redirect attention as needed to other less preferred yet crucial tasks needed for functioning efficiently during their day. Recognizing and adapting to these challenges is a critical step in enhancing productivity and improving overall well-being for those with ADHD. Hyperactivity may lead to emotional exhaustion, making an individual feel overwhelmed and drained. Think of this like running a marathon without a finish line. You may feel so depleted that thinking decreases, leading to regrettable decisions and actions that cause strain with others you never wanted. You may also find the individual experiences mood swings that are especially difficult to manage. If you are emotionally exhausted, then this will impact an individual's ability to think and act with clarity and confidence. Engaging in meaningful activities of interest and tasks consistent with the individual's unique brain wiring is crucial to achieving the emotional energy required to increase coping and self-supportive skills that enable the individual to achieve. Managing your hyperactivity effectively is possible with the right strategies, which can greatly improve your quality of life. Building a supportive network is a foundational step that must be taken. The support network includes professional intervention with a primary care physician and referrals to any recommended professionals that may assist, such as a psychologist who may provide testing for ADHD, psychiatrist who may prescribe medications that treat ADHD, behavior therapist who can assist with education and strategies for effective coping, and adjunct professionals such as life coaches who assist with helping the individual make practical applications for living and steps needed for achieving desired goals. Family and friends who understand the unique brain wiring of an individual living with ADHD is also a crucial source of support, so the individual may be affirmed and loved for who they are and without judgment. Finally, the greatest source of support comes not with the individual understanding ADHD, but knowing their own ADHD. Knowing how ADHD shows up uniquely for you as an individual is the strongest foundation on which to stand. Life coaches who understand and know how to assist an individual with knowing how ADHD shows up for them personally and how to leverage the individual's hidden strengths is where the challenges are overcome and meaningful forward movement is gained. The individual living with ADHD needs and deserves the support so they may achieve their best life.